God, you know my heart. Yeah, yeah, I'm diving in to the ocean deep, taking a swim in your love complete. God, you know my thoughts, every little one. Guide me, lead me on. There's no end to your
Then let's start with it. One day, Jesus went to the temple with his disciples. He sat down near the box where people came to give their offerings. There were rich people who came and put large amounts of money in the box. They were very proud of the large amounts they were giving. After these rich men came forward a poor woman who was a widow to give her offering. She dropped only 2 pennies in the box. That was all she had. Jesus noticed her gift and he called his disciples. He said,
"That woman who just put 2 pennies in the box has given more than any of the rich people. They all gave a part of their money that they own, but this woman gave everything that she has."
So, did you enjoy the story?
Yes, I did. But I enjoyed the sandwich more.
Haha! So now answer my question. How much money did the woman have to offer?
I know. 2 pennies. That was all she had.
Well done, Freckle.
The Holy Tales.
I am going to tell you a very exciting story. It is called Jesus Calms the Storm.
Wow! That must be interesting.
Let's not waste any more time, Holy. Go on with the story.
Jesus did everything and performed miracles to point people to God. He wanted people to know God, love Him, trust Him, and obey Him. He did miraculous things to show people God's amazing powers, which no normal human being could do. The people who saw these miracles happening truly believed that Jesus was the Son of God and the Messiah. Wherever Jesus went, a large crowd of people always followed him. He spent his days teaching, healing, talking with them, and got very little rest. One day, after teaching all day, in the evening, he said to his disciples,
"Come, let's cross to the other side of the lake."
So Jesus, along with his disciples, got onto one boat, while some of the people in the crowd got into other boats and followed them. Jesus went to the back of the boat and lay down. He was very tired, and so he fell asleep. When the boat was in the middle of the lake, a terrible storm blew in. The wind blew the boat around, tossing and turning it, and the waves crashed against it. The disciples were terrified. They thought they would die. They frantically went to Jesus and said,
"Teacher, help us! We're going to drown!"
Jesus very calmly got up and looked at the waves and said,
"Be still."
Immediately, the wind stopped blowing and the waves calmed down. Everything was quiet. Jesus then turned to his disciples and asked,
"Why were you so afraid? Don't you have faith in me?"
All of his disciples were amazed to see Jesus' powers. They wondered amongst themselves as to who was this great man that even the wind and the waves obeyed him.
That was indeed a very exciting story, Holy. Jesus had such amazing powers to even control the wind and the waves.
The Holy Tales.
Oh, yes! Today's story is called Jesus Dies on the Cross. I hope all of you children will enjoy listening to the story.
Go on with the story, Holy. Let's not waste any more time.
It was about 9 o'clock in the morning when Jesus was led to Golgotha by the soldiers for his crucifixion. His cross was in between 2 thieves who were also being crucified that day. Before putting Jesus on the cross, the soldiers offered him wine, which was mixed with myrrh and would numb his senses. but Jesus refused it. The soldiers took off his clothes and threw a dice to see which one of them would get to keep his robe. A sign which said, "This is Jesus, King of the Jews," was hung at the top of his cross. People who came to watch him being killed shouted,
He saved other people. Let him save himself. Go ahead, King of the Jews. Save yourself.
The soldiers continued to make fun of him and kept on offering him drinks of sour wine. One of the thieves on his side said,
You say you are the Messiah? Then prove it by saving yourself and us too.
But the other thief on his other side said,
Don't you fear God, even when you're dying? You and I deserve to die for the bad things we have done. But this man has done nothing wrong.
Then he turned to Jesus and said,
Jesus, remember me when you come to rule.
Jesus said,
You will be with me this day in heaven.
Jesus' mother was there in the crowd with other women and watching all this happening. Jesus saw her standing near one of his disciples whom he loved very much. He looked at his mother and said,
Woman, he is your son.
Then he turned to his disciple and said,
From now, she is your mother.
By now, it was almost noontime. Even then, the sky grew dark, and the entire land was in complete darkness until 3 in the afternoon. Jesus looked up in the sky and called out,
My God, why have you forsaken me?
Then he shouted,
Father, into your hands I put my spirit.
and died. Suddenly, the thick veil that hung in the temple was torn apart from top to bottom. The earth shook, rocks split apart, and graves broke open. When the captain of the guard saw all this happening, he said,
Truly, this man was God's son.
All of Jesus' friends who were watching the crucifixion went home with hearts filled with sadness. The religious leaders did not want the bodies hanging on the crosses the next day because it was the Sabbath. So they asked Pilate to hurry up with the deaths by breaking their legs. The soldiers broke the legs of the 2 criminals, but seeing that Jesus was already dead, they did not break his legs. However, one of the soldiers stuck his spear into Jesus' side, and blood and water flowed out. A man named Joseph from Arimathea asked Pilate if he could bury Jesus' body in a brand new tomb that no one had been buried in yet. He was given permission to take Jesus' body down, while other people brought ointments and perfumes to put on the body, which was the Jewish custom before burial. They wrapped Jesus in special strips of cloth for burial and laid him in the tomb that was like a large cave. A heavy stone was rolled in front of the opening of the tomb. Mary Magdalene and the other woman named Mary stood nearby and saw all of this happen. So, did you all like the story?
I did.
Me too. I like the story too. But I did feel a little sad when Jesus died.
I understand. Anyway, now it's time for the question. What was the name of the man from Arimathea who wanted to bury Jesus' body?
I know. His name was Joseph.
Good job, Gumbo. Well done. We'll be back very soon. Keep watching.